Folks, Doug here with Stacking Investments. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to deviate a little bit. Something else I've been working on, and I finished this. Well, it's kind of like coin collecting, where you finish a set, but you're always looking for upgrades. And something I worked on, and I wasn't doing many videos because I had other things going on. I was busy, and I was burning a candle at three ends. But something I worked on, and I'm not really into ball cards, but I decided, because I got some of Mom's collection, and this was kind of an inspiration for this. It's something I wanted to do. And none of these are from Mom's collection. This is a team set of Cincinnati Reds it's the 1975 set. It's the year they won the pennant, and then in 76 they won their back-to-back pennant. Now I know this is a 75 set, and some people are going to say, well, you need the 76 set to represent the 75 World Series, but I looked at it as the year they won the pennant in 75. These are the cards that you were collecting, because this is the 75 set. So I have an entire team set, and I decided we're going to start with what they call the Great 8. The Great 8 was Sparky Anderson's automatic lineup. The Great 8, they played together in more games than any other player combinations on the team. And we're going to start off with, because my favorite player was Johnny Bench. This is a PSA. It's an 8. And I had specific goals, and because just like coins, cards have their own individual ticks and tweaks. It's kind of like, just like every coin has a different marks. No two coins are alike. No two cards are alike. There's variations within the grades. This particular set had problems, and I'll show you when I run across one, where they had ink splotches in there, and I tried my damnedest to get cards without those imperfections in the ink. I tried to get the best centered cards I could for the grade, and I tried to make sure they didn't have the diamond cut or the tilt one way or another. And you can notice that in cards, because it might be, the border here might be thin and thicker at the top, and then with it being thin over here, it's like a miscut card. With it being thin at the top, it would be thicker here, and then it would be thick on this side and thin on this side, and vice versa if it tilted the other way. But this is pretty good centering. This one's off on top to bottom. So, but just like in coins, you have imperfections, and cards are the same thing. So Johnny Bench, he is known as probably the best catcher to ever play the game. There are people who will say there was other catchers, but the majority is Johnny Bench was the best catcher to play the game. Then we have Tony Perez. Now, I couldn't find a Tony Perez in the full size, so this is one I will upgrade, but it is an 8, and this is the mini. This was, when I was looking, and you can see it's on the back, it's off center, on the left to right, and a little bit on the top and bottom. But as far as the front, all the ones I was looking at had some kind of print flaw, and this is the only one I could find without a print flaw. So this will be one that gets upgraded. And then we got Joe Morgan. Joe Morgan. In an 8. And like I said, I decided when I put this set together that I wanted the great 8 in 8s. And then the rest of the team didn't matter. I do have one exception, but it is a pretty cool card for the grade. But there's Joe Morgan. And we have Dave Concepcion in an 8. Well centered on the front, a little off on the left to right. Top to bottom looks pretty good. Then we have Pete Rose. No matter how you feel about him, Charlie Hustle. And a lot of people don't know this, but to verify it, he was doing an interview and he talked about it. He got the nickname Charlie Hustle because in spring training, they were down in Florida at the spring training, and Cincinnati played against, he was getting ready to go back to the hotel or wherever they were staying, and they told him to hang around because they were going to do a practice game against the New York Yankees. And Pete Rose actually scored the winning run for that game, and the reporters were over talking to Mickey Mantle. And Mickey Mantle actually coined the term because he told the reporters that they got beat by Charlie Hustle, and the reporters ran with it, and that's how he got the nickname Charlie Hustle, because he won that. He won the game, the practice game down there. So it's cool. And this is a 8. And well centered all the way around. And then we got Cesar Geronimo. Well centered on the front. A little off on the left to right on the reverse. It is an 8. Then we have Ken Griffey. Ken Griffey Jr.'s dad. Also in an 8. Let's get the reverse of the card. This one's a little off on the right side. On the left to right, it's off to the right, but still a nice looking, presents well from the front. Very nice card. And then this is the exception to the 8s. This is in a CSG holder. Regardless of what you think about holders, I was buying the card just like coin collecting. We buy the card, we buy the coins, not the holder. And I applied the same process too. I was looking at the George Fosters, and this was the best looking card I could find in my search. It's well centered on the front, and it's well centered on the reverse. It is an 8.5, whether you agree with this company or not. This is a sharp looking card. The only thing I don't like is they have the plastic insert in with the card. To me, it kind of distracts from it a little bit. Wish they'd have left that out. But very nice. So that is your grade 8. That's the grade 8. Now, you can't have a pennant winning team. Here's the team card. Got this in a 7. Like I said, I wanted the grade 8 and 8s, and then the rest of it I didn't care. I was just looking for the best card I could get. This is the team card, so we'll put that. But now we get into, you can't have a World Series pennant winning team without a great manager and coaches. Unfortunately, in 75, Topps didn't give Sparky Anderson his own card. He's only featured on the team card. So I backed up a year to 1974 because I thought it was fitting, and I'm including it in this set even though it is not a 1975. I'm including it because the coaches are important. And these were Sparky was the coach, was the manager, and the 4 coaches were exactly the same in 75 and 76. So I felt this card, and it is a 8. I felt this card was fitting to go with this collection because they were part of the team. They just didn't have their own card. Like I said, this is 74 tops. So you got to have a great manager and a great coaching staff to have a pennant winning team. Not only a pennant winning team, but a back-to-back pennant winning team. Then we get into the rest of the team. I got this. It's in an 8. I needed it for Ed Ambrister. He was a rookie outfielder. And this card is, the value in this card is because of Fred Lynn. Because it's Fred Lynn's rookie card, but I needed the card to go with the team set, so. And a little off on the left to right. Top to bottom is a little off. Then we get the rookie pitchers. I needed this one because of Pat Darcy. This is in a 7. This one has a slight diamond cut, leans to the left a little bit. You can see that on this side. It's a little thicker up there, and it's a little thinner down here in the yellow. And you can see the yellow and the orange, a little thinner here, a little thicker there. But still, the card presents well. Well centered on the reverse. A little off on the left to right. You can kind of see the diamond cut there. But overall, a nice card. Then we get to rookie pitchers. I needed Raleigh Eastwick. This is in a 6. Nice looking card. Little off left to right. On the, as we call in the coin world, the obverse. And then we look at the reverse. You can see it left to right. Top to bottom looks good. Then we have Jack Billingham. This is a VG4. I looked at cards. This is the only one I could find when I was putting this set together. There's a print dot flaw right there, which is what probably knocked this card back. But out of all the ones I looked at, this was the best example. It's a little off left to right on the reverse. But it still presents well. So this is one I will, when I can, I will upgrade that. Then we got Pedro Bourman, pitcher. This is 8. Look at the reverse. A little off top to bottom. Slightly, well, it's real close on the left to right. Got a little stain right there, but still, card presents very well. Then we have Clay Carroll in an 8. A little off on the reverse left to right. But then we have Tom Carroll. This one's in a 7. This one presents well for a 7. Don't know why they knocked it to a 7, but it presents really well. I was looking more for presentation than I was concerned about the grade. So it's the way I chose all these cards, although I did want specifically 8s for the grade 8. but there are exceptions. Then we got Daryl Cheney. Nice looking card. Well centered all the way around. Presents well. And this one is where Dan Dreisen was a hard one to locate. I don't know if it's just because not many of his cards got graded, but I have a mini in a 6. This is the mini version. And this is one, even though I have these 2, I will be looking for upgrades. This one's off left to right. And this one, there's your print defects right there. You can see it's like a fisheye. I got this one at 8, but when I got it, this wasn't visible in the photos that I was looking at when I bought this card. So I will be upgrading this one. Even though I have an 8, I will be looking for an 8 with no print defects. Then we're moving on to Don Gullett in an 8. Well-centered card. Nice looking card. Presents very well. That's what I was looking for. I was looking more for presentation than overall grade. Then we get to Clay Kirby. This one's a 9. It's a very nice card. So, like I said, when I set out to do this set, I was looking for the best presentation. Here's a Will McKinney. It's an 8. Presents very well. I want to give a shout out if you want to see some awesome card collections. If you're into card collecting, I'll leave a link to his channel down below. It's a collector's dream with Orlando. He has an incredible card collections. He's got football, basketball, baseball. He's just got some incredible sets. And he actually, I can't remember if it's 2 or 3, he's number 1 on like our coin collecting has the registry sets for coins. He has 2 or 3 registry sets where he's number 1 for the registry. So you got to check him out. This authentic auto of Gary Nolan. This is one I need. I couldn't find a decent graded card. They were either severely off center, or they had the fisheye print defects, or they just didn't present well. So I went with a authentic auto. So I thought this was the best looking card I could find at the time. I'm still on the lookout. I'm a little off on the left and right on the reverse, but with the auto, it presents well. So this is one eventually I'll upgrade to get an actual graded card. Then we got Fred Norman. Little touch in the corner there is probably what kicked it to a 7. But still presents well. And this is a OPG, so this was the best I could find. But this is the OPG, the Canadian version of the top set. So this is one I will have to upgrade. I find a decent one. A lot of, like, these were prone to those fisheye print defects and centering issues and all that. So, and chipping on the edges because of the colors. But proud to have this one for now. Then we got to Merv Rettenmund. It's an 8. So a little off on the top to bottom. but still presents very well. And you can see it's more pronounced on the reverse. Top to bottom is the centering issue on this one, but still got an 8. But it does have good eye appeal. Then we get into John Vukovic. It's an 8. Another card that presents very well. So happy to have that one. Then we get into a different, I know everybody's PSA is like in the coin world, PCGS in the coin world is supposedly top dog, and in the card world, PSA is the top dog, but there are some contenders. I do like these holders on video, but in person, what do they call these? The tuxedos. In person, I'm not a big fan. I mean, on camera, they look really awesome, but I actually like, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the brand, with the labels. The CSG, this holder that I have my George Foster in, I really like. Out of all the holders that I have, I really like the CSG. I really like that holder. Just something about it. I said these tuxedos, they look nice on camera with the black border and everything, but when you got it in hand, it just loses something. This is 7.5, Terry Crowley. And the reason I got this holder is because, and you can see these cards were prone to chipping. It's got you can see 2 spots there in the bottom. But it's probably what kicked it to a 7.5, but still, the card presents very well. Centering is good. Slight little off left to right, but still, card presents very well. Then we have another SGC, 7.5. Tom Hall was a pitcher. 7.5 in the tuxedo holder. Like I said, the black border is impressive and everything, and on camera, these holders look exceptional. But outside, off camera, holding them in hand, I do prefer the other one. But still, best card presentation-wise I could find when I was putting this together. So happy to own it. And then last up is Bill Plummer, again in a 7.5. This card again presents well. Does have one little fisheye print defect right there. So, but overall, when all the cards I looked at, this one presented the best. So, a little off on the centering left to right, but still, this card presents well. So happy to have it until I find something better. But there you have it. That's the entire 1975 Cincinnati Reds, the Red Machine, with the grade 8 on top. World Series champs. Like I said, I did include the Sparky Anderson just because he didn't have his own card, and the managers weren't on any of the cards other than the teams. They're in the team set, but I added this one just because I felt it belonged with the set. And there you have it. That is my team set in its current state. At the present moment, I will be upgrading. I will fill you in if I get upgrades, when I get upgrades. Let me know your thoughts down below. Are you into ball cards, and do you collect team sets? Were you watching this World Series when it happened? One of the things I remember, the Reds were my mom's favorite team, and we were glued to the television when they were playing in 75 and 76 when they won. Probably one of the top teams ever assembled. I'm not saying they were the best team ever assembled, but they are in one of the top teams, in my opinion, to ever be assembled. And proud to have this collection. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you in another video.